We're with the U.S. Army in Honduras. We've launched with U.S.-trained doctors and medics from Sotocano, the U.S. military base here. This Central American country in the news these days because of this, migrant caravans. This one formed in January, now on a determined march to the U.S. From above, you can see the challenging terrain that those caravans cross. But the U.S. military mission today is not to stop a caravan. Rather, it's a humanitarian medical mission, checking pains that could be broken bones, diagnosing infections. The mission capped at $15,000, the limit the U.S. spends on each medical deployment.
I originally enlisted with the idea that I might be in a war zone, so, you know.
And yet you find yourself here.
Yes, it's fulfilling work.
Can this send a message to some people that not only is America welcoming and friendly here, can it send the message, go to the United States, you'll get even more welcoming love?
I don't think it will.
But as we discovered, some feel the warm welcome the U.S. is giving them here would be the same at our border. What is the message you're getting from the U.S. military here?
Amistad.
Kindness and generosity. Friendship. We have concealed Maria's identity. She and her 2 children fear violent gangs in Honduras. Any minute, she believes that they could come and attack them and kill them. Maria and her family made it to Houston once, but then were deported. Do you want to go back to the United States? She wants the protection there.
While there is no incoming enemy fire as we fly over peaceful Honduras, the U.S. military says this mission in Central America has an impact on soldiers who could be deployed next to Iraq or Afghanistan.
On those faraway Mideast battlefields, the medical skills practiced here can be lifesavers. How does what you're doing here in a peaceful setting apply to the purpose of the military, which is defense?
So it's preparing the soldiers for future deployments to conflict zones, whether it's Iraq or Afghanistan or the future war that we don't know where it will be.
Medical missions in a small country with big impacts. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Sotocano, Honduras.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.